Okay guys, welcome back to the Gadget Inspector channel. We got more electric content for you today. This time it's an electric scooter. This is the Caroma E22 Pro. Let's get into it. Okay, so the Caroma E22 Pro electric scooter comes with a 350 watt motor. It has a 630 watt peak. Now, Caroma does have a 500 watt version, and I'm hoping next time they'll send that one to me. I'm a bigger guy, you know, give me more power, baby. Give me more power. But the marketing for this bike says that's enough to get you up a 20-degree grade. So I have a hill that I always test electric bikes on, so we'll test this scooter on it as well. They also say you'll get 20 miles of range on a full charge out of the 36.5 volt battery. It's supposed to take about 5.5 hours to fully charge. Now the manual says you get 14.3 miles per charge, so there's a little conflict there with the product listing in the manual. Max load is 265 pounds. The handlebars can be adjusted from 40 inches up to 46 inches. And let me show you how easy it is to adjust. Right now I have it at 46 inches. That's what's comfortable for me at my height. But you just have this clip here that you just unclip. And then you can put it down and you can see how low that gets. So if you have a kid that wants to ride, that's a shorty, they should be okay. And I'll let you know what the height ranges are for this scooter here in a second. Okay, the ideal rider height is from 5 feet up to 6'2". All right, now for reference, I'm 6'2". The 46-inch height of the handlebars works the best for me. If you're much taller than 6'2", though, you may not be able to get that to a comfortable height. All right, you get a front headlight and a rear brake light. And when you're braking, it lights up with this really cool blue LED light on either side of the scooter. And this thing has a dual braking system, so stopping power is really good. The front headlight will actually turn on automatically when it senses low light. You can turn the light on and off manually by pressing this button right here. It has a top speed of 15.5 miles per hour, and it definitely does that. And as always, we'll definitely show you, we'll test that out. It has 3 speed settings that you can change using the plus and minus buttons: 6 miles per hour, 10 miles per hour, and then the 15.5 miles per hour. Now, one thing I really like is that the scooter actually will not move or allow you to use the throttle until you kickstart. So you have to start moving first before the motor will engage. That's good for safety. All right, now let's take a look at the control center here. Here's your power button. You just press and hold to power on. And you may not be able to see that display. It's kind of small, but it's bright. And it gives you your speed. And it shows you in which speed setting that you're in. It'll let you know if the lights are on, and you have your battery indicator as well. The grips are pretty nice, nothing to complain about there. They work really well. Kind of a rubbery, kind of a sticky rubber there, which is nice. Once again, here's the control panel. This is how you manually turn the lights on and off. There's your cruise control, so you can click that button if you want the scooter to maintain a certain speed. And here's your plus and minus buttons, which allows you to raise and lower the speed levels. Once again, you have 3 speeds. You can switch between miles per hour and kilometers per hour by double pressing the power button. It has a bell. And you charge up that built-in battery right here. All right, to fold the front stem down, you've got this clamp right here, and you're just gonna push up here, unclamp it, and then fold it on back. Very simple, very easy. You can see that there. Now here's what's cool. You've got this this little lever right here. See that? You can see this sort of hook right here. You're basically hooking that little clamp onto there. So basically you need to shorten the handlebars enough to where you can actually engage that, right? So you can see how that works. Hopefully you're seeing that. And so that secures the stem and handlebars. So yeah, that's what it looks like when it's all folded down, nice and compact. So as you can imagine, you can just throw it in the back of the car, throw it in the trunk, wherever, throw it in a closet. Heck, if you ride it to the grocery store, you could probably put it in the cart. And once again, it only weighs 34 pounds. All right, let's go ahead and take this thing out for a spin and see how it does. Okay, a couple things, guys. We're gonna head to the hill here and do our hill test. But first, let's get the speed test out of the way. I have this in the highest speed mode. So we're gonna see if we get that 15.5 miles per hour. I'm gonna see if I can hold my GPS, independent GPS speedometer here up at the same time. I'm gonna have to do it with this hand because I gotta use the throttle here. This isn't exactly safe because the brake is on the left, but this is for science. This is for you guys. Okay, so far the independent GPS and the bike or the scooter speedometer are keeping pace. All right, that was confirmed. All right, I need to stop because I'm getting scared. This is really comfortable to ride. I'm not sure what kind of suspension is on this thing, but it feels really good. All right, let's test each of the modes, if I can talk today. All right, so I took it down to the first mode, so this is low. All right, we're gonna kick to start and we're gonna go. And let's see how fast it takes us. It's supposed to be 6 miles per hour, I believe. We're kind of going up a hill here, so we're at 5. Let's see if I can go around here. So we're at 6. Let's go up to medium. And you feel a jolt when you kick it up. And I think this one was 11, if memory serves. I'll put up on the screen what it is exactly. It looks like we're doing 9, close to 10. And we're going down the hill here. 10. All right, so it caps at 10. And then we know once you hit the top or high setting, it's gonna take us up to that 15.5. All right, let's head to the hill and see what this 350 watt motor can do. Oh, I don't think I ever mentioned how much this thing costs. So it's listed for $269.99 out there on Amazon, $269.99. All right, I am already noticing that it definitely slows down on an incline, not a very steep incline at that. So I'm not gonna be happy if I'm gonna have to kick this darn scooter all the way up this hill. But we're at 15 right now and we're cruising pretty good, pretty comfortable. Only thing is the handlebars and stem are a little wobbly. Now the speedometer still says 15, but we're definitely going faster than 15. I'm gonna slow down. The stem doesn't give me confidence while riding. Let me go down here a little bit and see. Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. You just want to be careful about, when you're at high speeds like that, about making abrupt turns, obviously. All right, so I came down here a little further so we could get a nice running start. See if we can get up this hill. We're at 13, close to 14 miles per hour. We are slowing down, but we're moving. We're moving, and I am 6'2", 200 plus pounds. Oh boy, we're down to 6, down to 5, down to 4. Oh no, down to 4. I don't think I want to let it go down any further. I don't want to burn the motor up. Okay, we're picking up speed now, but it has definitely slowed down, and it is struggling. So 350 watts, guys. Down to 4. Yeah, it's struggling. So I'm gonna help it out a little bit here, just so we don't burn the thing up. Let's see if that will help it a little bit. So we're up to 6, down to 5. Yeah, it's struggling, you guys. So if you've seen any of my electric bike content, I always test those bikes on this hill, and they typically do really well on this hill. 500 watt motors. I don't think I've tested a 350 watt motor yet, electric bike. No, I take that back. The DYU D3F Mini, I tested on this hill, and I cannot remember how it did. But the point I'm trying to make is, this one will struggle on hills like that. So you're gonna wanna mainly keep this scooter on flats, all right? But you know, what are the use cases for this? Obviously for a kid, you know, this would be fine for a kid. Let's see how it handles this bump here. Really nice. You know, I'm not sure what the suspension is. I'm gonna look into that and put the information up on the screen, but it handles bumps really, really well. I don't know if there's springs under here or what, but it took that bump very well. Some electric bikes don't handle that very well. Let's try this. Oh yeah, it's absorbing. It's absorbing that really well. Let's try jumping. Oh yeah. Now that's a plus. Make sure I'm not flattening the tires with my big old self. Now that is a pro, a huge pro. Really comfortable ride, guys. Was not expecting that. So use cases, right? I'm thinking, you know, if you're in college, right? A college student that wants to get around campus, this would be, you know, kind of perfect for that. You can fold it down and carry it wherever you need to carry it. Store it pretty easily. You could store it under a bed even. Heck, I could use this. I typically work from home nowadays, but there are times when I do go downtown to the office and work. And if I'm on a lunch break or something like that, or maybe I need to park far away, I take this thing along and put it in my trunk. Let's see how it handles this grass. Oh yeah. Yeah, this thing has to have some kind of suspension in it. But anyway, like I was saying, this is something that if you're a working professional and you work in an urban center downtown or something like that, and you take your lunch break, you want to, you know, cruise over to somewhere and have lunch or run an errand or whatever the case may be, that's a use case for this, I think. Now, I'm not real sure why I would ever put this in any of the lower speed modes, especially with the, you know, limitations on power. Like, this is a little bit of an incline. I can kind of feel it. It's not struggling, but you can definitely feel it slow down a little bit. There's another smaller hill over here. Let's go ahead and test that out. It's not as steep and long as the other. Yeah, I mean, this is the first electric scooter that I have tested, that I've ever ridden, for that matter. So I don't really have anything to compare it to. But I would say, you know, $269, if that's a budget price point, and I don't have to look at that. I'm sure you can find some cheaper. But if we would consider $269 to be a budget price point, then it kind of makes sense with, you know, what we're getting here. Yeah, it's definitely struggling to get up this hill, and this isn't very steep, you guys. So you got to keep that in mind. So $269.99, you're getting a 350 watt motor, and smooth ride. Top speed is only 15.5, right? I mentioned in the intro that Caroma also has a 500 watt version. I really wish they had sent me that. I think a lighter rider may, you know, may do well, or do better, I should say. Do better on this one. I'm a bigger guy, right? So I don't think I'm gonna be riding around on a 350 watt motor scooter if I have my choice, right? But as you can see, we're zipping around pretty good when we're on, you know, flat surfaces. It's just when you know, you're gonna come across a hill. That's, you know, you're just going to. Even downtown, you're gonna come across instances where you're on a grade. And this says 20%. I don't know about that. But so just something you need to keep in mind. Now let me stop here and gather my thoughts, right? So let me take a step back, okay? $269, all right? The ride is smooth. Whatever they did here, I'm gonna look in the materials and see if there's any suspension, because I swear this thing has some type of suspension. It's just absorbing all the bumps and the shocks from the ground, from the cracks, and all of the different, you know, terrain that I'm going over. The one thing I think I mentioned before is the stem here. It doesn't feel as solid as I would like, and I almost feel like the handlebars are turning. Yeah, they're turned that way. Maybe that's how I clamped it shut. The wheel is straight, and the handlebars looks like they are just slightly to the left. Okay, let's keep riding. So I'm not taking it out on the road or anything because I'm concerned about running into hills. So I'm just gonna kind of scoot around this parking lot. So yeah, I think my impression is this is for a kid, someone who is lightweight, right? You know, a lightweight adult. You know, if you are, let's say, 50 pounds less than what I weigh, you know, I think this thing will be a lot zippier and may not have as hard of a time getting up those hills as it's had with me. But that I don't know. But if I were purchasing a scooter, it would have to have at least a 500 watt motor. Because I'm gonna need it to be able to tackle some hills, right? Just from normal commuting, you know, even if I, you know, want to just zip around the park, you're gonna have instances where you're going up some steeper grades potentially. And guys, I honestly have not been keeping track of my mileage, but we have already lost one battery bar. And I'd say I've been riding for about 5 minutes, between 5 and 10 minutes. So, but the advertised range is 20 miles. So keep that in mind as well. I really wish I could take this thing out on the road. It is advertised for adults, but I think this is probably more suited for kids. And for adults that are lighter. Not sure I'd take it on any trails or anything like that. I'd keep this thing on pavement. It did go through grass with no trouble at all. And as a matter of fact, let's see if we can't go through some grass again and see how it does. So I definitely felt it slow down as we went up this incline, this very slight grade here. Let's see if we can get up in the grass and just see how it does. I think it has pretty decent clearance for this. Okay, yeah, it's slowing down basically to a stop, so wouldn't recommend going through grass. What we did before, we were going down a grass hill, so we had momentum. But yeah, it's not gonna tear through any grass. Glad I did that, so I don't mislead you guys. So yeah, as you can see, we're down to 7 miles per hour, and you can see this is not steep at all. But it struggles. It struggles on any kind of incline, you guys. We're picking up speed now, but just keep that in mind. And I really do think my weight has a lot to do with it as well. All right, you guys, I think we have done it. So if you're interested in electric content like this, subscribe. Stay tuned. I got more content coming. I have a motorcycle style electric bike in the garage. I have a fat tire, 26-inch fat tire electric bike in the garage. I've got a foldable mini in there. So I've got some stuff on the way, and I think you guys will like it. So thank you for watching. I appreciate you. If you found this video valuable, give me a thumbs up. And once again, if you're into drones and gadgets, subscribe to the Gadget Inspector channel. I'd love to have you. And until next time, be good to somebody, be good to yourself. Later, y'all.